Okay, so good morning everyone. So for today's discussion natin for our reinforced concrete design is all about short columns, or in general we will discuss on what we call columns. So from our discussion, na-define natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng column, or na-define na rin natin dito na isa sa mga members or sa structural members na na-discuss natin overall is one structural member of it is column. And for today's discussion natin is we will explore all of the aspect, lalo na pagdating sa design and analysis ng mga reinforced columns. Okay, so before muna tayong mag-proceed on the design and analysis itself, we need to define further on what is column. So technically speaking, kapag sinabi natin column, column is a vertical structural member subjected mainly to axial compressive forces. So this is consideration with or without moments. It transfers loads from the upper floors to the foundation, and it's classified as a compression member. So sa madaling salita, class, kapag sinabi nating column, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is mainly subjected yung ating column, yung ating forces na nararanasan ng ating column, mainly is all about compression. Kapag actually loaded lang siya. Ibig sabihin lang kasi, class, mamaya kasi sa ating discussion sa column, we will tackle on the actual compressive force, and also magkakaroon din tayo ng bending, consideration of bending moment here. However, mainly yung ating column, this is always in terms of a compression member. Ibig sabihin lang neto, class, is nakakaranas yung ating column ng tinatawag na compression stress, which is if we will use a particular material in using or in for our column, ang pinakamagandang material dito obviously is the concrete. And also para ma-resist yung mga bending or yung mga twisting or other reaction na nararanasan ng ating column, of course, nilalagyan din natin ng mga main reinforcements natin. Okay? Alright, so we will have types of column. So one aspect here is based on form and reinforcement. Ibig sabihin, itong type ng ating column is mainly based on kung paano siya nako-construct. Okay? So one of the type here, or yung pinaka-common na nakikita natin, is yung tinatawag na plain concrete pedestal. So kapag sinabi natin plain concrete pedestal or simply a pedestal, ito ay type ng isang RC column or reinforced concrete column na kung saan maliit lang yung height niya. Okay? So mainly, ginagamit ang pedestal kapag meron tayong mga steel members, or kapag meron tayo ditong mga steel column. So mainly, ginagamit siya kapag may mga supporting equipment tayo, tapos yung main frame niya consists of steel. Or ang pinakamagandang example dito is kapag nako-construct ka ng isang steel pole. Kasi in actual scenario, may mga steel pole kasi na hindi pwedeng ibaon sa lupa directly. Kasi alam naman natin na ang steel is prone sa corrosion. So in order to do that, kinakabit muna natin siya sa tinatawag na pedestal, okay, or sa pedestal, okay, which is consists of a base plate, tapos meron din tayong consists of anchor bolts na kung saan yun yung magiging connection ng ating concrete member, which is our pedestal, and yung ating steel members, okay. So yung next type natin ng ating column is what you call tied columns. So ito, class, pinaka-common to sa construction, kasi kapag sinabi nating tied columns, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is yung longitudinal bar natin para mag-hold up yung kanyang position is gumagamit tayo ng tinatawag na lateral ties. So which is na-discuss na natin to from the topic of beams. However, pagdating natin sa column, yung lateral ties natin, mahahati yan sa dalawa. Yung isa, tinatawag na stirrups, which is sa beam, and then yung isa naman, which is the tied. Okay? Yung ibig sabihin, parang lang tong typical na construction ng stirrups. Okay? It can be formed in rectangular shape and it can be formed in circular shape. Okay? Tapos, yung isa namang type ng ating column based on its form is yung tinatawag na spiral column. Sa spiral column, iba naman yung kanyang construction kasi unlike with the tied columns, kung makikita ninyo, meron tayo dyang hinahabol na spacing. And also, yung enclosement natin dito, pagdating natin sa mga lateral ties or sa ating stirrups, is nagkakaroon ng distance to itself. Okay, kumbaga, isang enclosement then followed by another enclosement pagdating natin sa tied columns. Unlike with spiral columns is nagkakaroon dito ng tinatawag na spiral or helix pattern. Ibig sabihin lang na to, yung spacing natin dito, okay, sa ating spiral column is consistently or should I say, nagkakaroon ng consistent sa kanyang reinforcement. Kumbaga, hindi siya napuputol or hindi siya nahihinto unlike with lateral ties. Okay, kumbaga, continuous lang yung pag-create ng helix na pattern or the spiral pattern. Okay? Then last type of column is what you call composite columns. Kapag sinabi natin composite columns, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is reinforced concrete but meron tayong sinasama na steel members or tinatawag natin na structural steel. So from the word itself, composite columns, ibig sabihin lang nito, hindi lang reinforced concrete yung material natin. Once again, nag-i-introduce tayo ng mga steel sections. It can be I-beam, it can be wide flange, it can be pipes. Okay? So also, aside din sa composite columns is typically kasi class, hindi na siya sinasamahan ng mga main reinforcement. Kasi nga, ang pinaka main reinforcement mo na dito is the steel member itself. Or doon naman sa ibang design is nilalagyan pa rin ng bakal. Pero overall, kapag nag-introduce ka ng isang structural steel like wide flange or the pipes, ibig sabihin lang na to, yung column na natin, hindi na siya reinforced concrete column. Ano na siya, tinatawag na natin siya as composite columns. Okay? Okay, so meron din tayong types ng column based on loading position, okay? So, una is what we called actually loaded columns. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng actually loaded columns is if we will have here a application of point load dito sa ating cross-section ng ating column is nakalagay po siya doon sa mismong centroid ng ating column. Okay? So, which is from the word itself na nakatutok siya doon sa mismong sentro ng ating column. Okay? Which is, ito yung loadings natin or dito siya palaging nag-a-apply. Ibig sabihin lang yan, if this is the direction of your loading, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, nakakaranas yung ating column ng compression stress. Okay? So, another type based on the load position is what you call eccentrically loaded column. Now, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is we will consider here on what you call eccentricity. Okay? If we will consider eccentricity, dito sa ating point load, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, class, is nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na bending moment. Alright, so let's continue naman doon sa isang type ng column based naman sa length or based naman sa haba ng ating column. Obviously, we have two types of column based on length. So first is tinatawag natin na short column. So kapag sinabi natin short column class, obviously, if we will consider based on the length, obviously, hindi natin malalaman if this is a short column or long column. However, para ma-define natin ng maayos if this is a short or long column, we need to consider how the column is failed. So, kapag ang failure ng ating column is based on crushing, kapag sinabi natin crushing is na ano lang siya, nako-compress siya or nako-compress yung ating column, so ibig sabihin lang yan, you are seeing a short column. Okay? Nang ibig sabihin lang nito is failure ng concrete at the same time, failure din ng steel. However, the behavior of the failure for a short column is by simply crushing or by simply a compression. As you can see here, dito sa ating mga sample images natin. The next one naman is the long column. Kapag sinabi nating long column in terms of failure, instead of being a crushing failure, is nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na buckling. Kapag sinabi nating buckling is nagkakaroon ng bending. Okay? Ibig sabihin lang na to, hindi lang pa-compress into a final shape yung ating column. Ang nangyayari, class, nagkakaroon siya ng bending. Okay? This kind of bending, ang tawag natin dito is buckling. Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang na to, if you are seeing this kind of failure, ibig sabihin you are seeing a long column. Okay, so what are the different code provisions when we are solving column? Obviously, ang basis din natin ng ating code provision, of course, is coming from our NSCP 2015. So, recap lang tayo from our ultimate strength design method, which is this one. So, etong tatlong strength design natin, which is moment, shear, and torsion, most likely napag-usapan natin yan from the beams. Actually, this kind of strength design, yung tatlong pinagdaanan na natin, is we will repeat this pagdating natin sa column. But most of all, ang pinaka magiging emphasis lang ng ating strength design is not these three strength design natin. Ang pinaka-emphasis lang natin dito is this one. Okay, which is the actual loading or the actual design. Okay, so we need to follow the proper strength reduction factor, lalo na kapag tayo ay magde-design kapag tayo ay nasa actual loaded column. Okay? So, please remember na kapag tayo ay nasa column, lalo na kapag actual loaded column, ang ibig sabihin lang nito is if the loading of the column is lies at the center of our concrete column, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, you will use this following strength reduction factor. Okay? These two only. Kaya lang, class, magdedepende yan kung anong klaseng tie or anong klaseng enclosement yung gagamitin mo. So, if you will use a spiral enclosement, you will use the strength reduction factor of 0.75. Okay? So, kapag ang ginamit mo naman is lateral tie or just simply a stirrup, you will use a strength reduction factor of 0.65, which is you will see dito sa ating code provision. Since ang ating column is a compression controlled, ibig sabihin ito yung gagamitin mong reduction factor. Kapag spiral, 0.75. Kapag lateral tie, this is 0.65. Okay? Ngayon, saan natin gagamitin yung ating mga strength reduction factor sa column? So, we will use this derived formula coming from our code provision. Okay? Which is, as you can see here, this is the already derived formula. Depende kung anong klaseng enclosement yung gagamitin mo. Okay? But first of all, we need to know that we will having two types of nominal strength here. First is the normal. Okay, normal, ibig sabihin lang na to, dito sa section 422.4.2.2 is this is the general formula for the normal nominal strength or just simply nominal strength. Okay? So, which is using this formula, P sub O is equal to 0.85 F prime C. A sub G, ibig sabihin, this is your gross area minus A sub ST, ibig sabihin lang nito, this is the total steel area in the column plus Fy, which is the yielding strength, then multiplied by the area of steel in column. Okay, which is this P sub O, ibig sabihin lang yan, this is only the nominal actual strength. Especially in zero eccentricity. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng zero eccentricity is kapag in-apply lang natin yung ating actual load dito sa center ng ating column. In this figure, obviously, ito yung ibig sabihin nito. But of course, yung another type of nominal strength is what you call the maximum nominal strength. Yung maximum nominal strength dito, class, yung ibig sabihin lang nito, if we will consider, okay, if we will consider here what type of enclosement. Okay? Kasi magmamatter yung magiging actual strength natin, lalo na kung ano yung gagamitin mong enclosement. So first, if you will use a normal ties, or let's say the lateral ties, yung ating nominal strength dito, the P sub O, you need to multiply it by 0.8. Okay? Which is, if we will expand this formula by substituting our actual nominal strength, is you will use this formula. Okay? This formula, class, you will use it kapag ang ating enclosement is only stirrups or lateral ties. Okay? Pero pagdating natin sa spiral, kapag spiral naman ang ginamit mo dito, yung ating nominal actual strength, you need to multiply it by 0.85. Okay? If 0.85, ibig sabihin spiral na yung ginagamit mo for your design. And to know what is the maximum nominal actual strength, ito yung magiging derived formula natin. 0.85 multiplied by the formula from our nominal actual strength. Okay? But of course, we need to also comply in our ultimate strength design method, which is by multiplying our strength reduction factor. And of course, class, kapag strength reduction factor, kung babalikan lang natin, ito yung mga gagamitin mo. Okay? So, wag malito sa mga numbers na ito. Kasi itong 0.75 and 0.65 is only the strength reduction factor. While the use of 0.8 and 0.85, this is only for our maximum nominal strength. Baka mamaya kasi mahinto na kayo sa paggamit ng 0.8 and 0.85 kapag kayo ay maghahanap ng ultimate strength or ng design strength. So which is hindi or maling approach yun. Kasi after natin ma-identify on what type of column is this or what type of enclosement is this, is you need to multiply by the respective strength reduction factor. Okay? Okay, which is in this case, ang pag-uusapan lang natin ngayon is only actual loaded column. Ibig sabihin, we will not consider here a value of eccentricity. Ibig sabihin, nasa gitna yung location ng ating actual load. Obviously, kung babalikan lang natin yung mga terms ng natin, so yung ating gross area stands for A sub G. Please remember, pagdating natin sa column, ang i-consider lang natin gross area is the total area of the column. Okay, di ba? Kasi nung nakaraan kasi, yung definition natin ng gross area, lalo na pagdating natin sa beam is, di ba, hanggang effective depth lang. However, in this case, lalo na kapag column, ang i-consider na natin gross area ay yung kabuuang cross-sectional area ng ating column. Okay? And of course, our A sub ST, ibig sabihin lang nito, this is our area of main reinforcement. You can write this one as only A sub S. Alright, so once we done the determination of our nominal actual strength and the maximum nominal actual strength, we need to know the following limits na kailangan natin i-consider dito. First is the longitudinal reinforcement, okay? So longitudinal reinforcement, class, ibig sabihin lang nito is hanggang saan lilimit yung ating area ng reinforcement or yung ating area ng ating main reinforcement, okay? So may sinusundan din tayo ditong minimum area of reinforcement and maximum area of reinforcement, which is ang minimum value natin is just 0.1 A sub G, and also yung maximum value natin is 0.6 A sub G or gross area. But of course, mas maganda kasi na itong provision na to is we will interpret this in terms of steel ratio. So, yung actual steel ratio natin, kailangan hindi na siya bababa ng 0.1 at hindi na siya lalagpas ng 0.06. Okay? Kapag column lang yan. Kasi itong provision na to is only applicable sa column. Kasi since we are using the longitudinal reinforcement provision in this matter. Okay? Tapos, another thing is kapag ang column natin ay may circular hoops, or should I say if the shape of your column is circle, technically class, ang minimum number ng bakal ang consider mo is at least 6. Hindi pwedeng 4, hindi pwedeng 2. Ang pinakamababa na reinforcement mo or the number of rebar na kakailanganin kapag circular column is always 6. 6 pataas, yun na yung magiging limits mo. Okay? Alright, so kapag longitudinal reinforcement naman ang pinag-uusapan natin, lalo na kapag square, lalo na kapag rectangular column, is instead of using 6, ang pinaka-minimum natin dito is always 4. Okay? Kapag 4, pataas, lalo na kapag rectangular, is yun na yung magiging minimum number ng bakal natin. Okay? Tapos, in terms of spacing of our longitudinal reinforcement, kung matatandaan ninyo, yung ating first topic for that is hindi natin natackle yung isang spacing doon, which is this provision. Okay, so this provision class, always remember that this is under columns. So, at this moment class, we will now solve or we will now determine on what is the clear spacing between longitudinal columns, especially sa columns. Okay, which is this one. Okay? So, kapag square column ang pinag-uusapan natin or rectangular column, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, yung pag-solve natin ng clear spacing between the main reinforcement, obviously, what you can do here is using the geometry of this particular side. Okay? Kapag circular column, medyo tricky lang itong gawin kasi what you can do here is kailangan mong kunin muna yung sentro ng ating main reinforcement. Okay? And also, para makuha mo yung ating clear spacing here, what you can do here, you can use the formula for the circumference. Which is, these are the simplified version ng ating provision earlier sa mga clear spacing. Okay? So, please take note that the minimum spacing of vertical reinforcement or longitudinal reinforcement, especially in column, so dapat maximum lang siya ng 3 aspect. First is the 40 millimeters. Pangalawa is the 1.5 times the size of our rebars. And then 4/3 of the diameter of aggregates. So kung ano yung mataas sa kanilang tatlo, yun na yung magiging minimum spacing for your vertical reinforcement, especially sa column. And also, para malaman din natin yung minimum dimension ng column size, obviously, these are the following derived formulas. So let's tackle first kapag ang column natin, let's say square or rectangular column. So this B, ibig sabihin lang yan class, this is the dimension of the one side of our column. Para makuha natin yan, what you can do here, yung ginagawa natin from the rectangular beam, which is una is 2 concrete cover plus 2 diameter ng stirrups or 2 diameter ng lateral ties plus number ng main rebars natin. Then, you need to multiply it also by the diameter of our main rebar. And then, yung ating one less or yung ating kumbaga maminusan mo lang ng isa yung number ng ating main reinforcement para malaman natin kung ano yung ating clear spacing between the main reinforcement. So yan kapag square column. Kapag circular column, kakaiba naman yung magiging atake mo dito. Kasi, ang mangyayari ngayon dyan, class, is you need to first determine what is the diameter from the center of our main reinforcement. Okay? So, etong makukuha ninyo is, eto na yung magiging formula ninyo para makuha ninyo yung clear spacing. Okay? By the way, dito kasi sa circular column natin or sa ating column dito, sa part na ito, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung approach natin sa number of main reinforcement and also the number of spacing, as you can see here, is walang -1. Ibig sabihin lang yan, class, is kung ilan yung magiging rebar mo dito sa column, yun din yung magiging number ng clear spacing ninyo. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about spacing naman sa mga lateral support natin or sa mga lateral ties natin. Okay? So sabi ko nga sa inyo, meron tayo ditong dalawang types ng stirrups. Yung isa is yung tinatawag na ties. Pangalawa naman is yung tinatawag na spiral. Okay, so we have the respective code provision para sa ties and spiral. Actually, ang pinaka-detailed solution dito, if you will consider yung galing sa ating shear. So alam naman natin na ang purpose ng stirrups is to resist shear. However, in this scenario, ang pinaka magiging concern lang natin dito only is the non-seismic design. Or should I say, yung magiging spacing lang natin dito is consistent. Okay? So, pagdating natin sa spacing for the ties, please remember that we need to know what is the minimum spacing. Ibig sabihin lang nito is ano yung magiging governing spacing sa kanila. Which is under this provision, you will follow 3 spacing here. Una is the 4/3 of the diameter of the aggregate. Pangalawa is the 16 times of the main reinforcement or the diameter of the main reinforcement. And then, actually, 4 pala, no? Which is yung pangatlo pala is the 48 times the diameter of the main reinforcement. And lastly, the smallest dimension. So among these 4 categories natin or 4 conditions natin, kung ano yung magiging maliit na value dyan or kung ano yung magiging pinakamaliit sa kanilang 4, yun na yung magiging spacing mo for the lateral ties, which is as you can see here in our image. However, pagdating natin sa spacing ng spiral, okay, sa spacing ng ating spiral, you will follow this condition. Na kung saan, yung ating spacing here, dapat hindi na siya bababa ng 25 mm. By the way, ay pertaining here center to center. So, yung nasa code provision natin dito, na itong dalawang value na to, this is only clear spacing. Kaya lang kasi, ang application natin ng mga enclosement or yung application ng ating mga lateral reinforcement is only center to center. Dapat maging center to center yan. So in our interpretation, we need to add the 1/2 of our diameter ng stirrups. Kaya lang dalawa yon. So kaya magiging plus diameter of stirrups only. Okay? So dapat pagdating natin sa spiral, dapat una, hindi na siya bababa ng ating lower limit, which is this one, and also hindi na siya lalagpas ng ating upper limit, which is this one, which is 75 millimeters plus the diameter of the stirrups. Okay? So para malaman natin yung spacing for our spiral, you will use this formula, which is 4 multiplied by the area of the spiral, or should I say yung area ng inyong ties or the area of the stirrups na gagamitin, which is only the area of this spiral. And then, magkakaroon din tayo ng panibagong notation or panibagong variable, which is rho sub S. And then lastly is the D sub C. Okay, so yung rho sub S, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, this is the volumetric spiral reinforcement, which is, as you can see dito sa ating formula or dito sa ating provision. Okay? So para makuha ninyo yung formula ng ating volumetric spiral reinforcement ratio, what you can use here is this formula. The 0.45 multiplied by the gross area divided by the area of the core of the concrete minus 1, then multiplied by the F prime C over the yield strength of your ties or the yield strength of your stirrups. Okay, so may mga panibagong variable kayo na intindihan. Una is the D sub C. Kapag sinabi natin D sub C, technically class, this is only the diameter of the concrete core. Ibig sabihin lang yan, para makuha mo tong diameter na to, what you can do here is you need to subtract your dimension of your circular column, which is mainly diameter only, then you will subtract it by the 2 times of the concrete cover. Since alam naman natin na yung concrete cover, magkabilaan lang yan, so ima-minus mo lang yan sa dalawa. And you will get the value of the diameter of the concrete core. However, ano namang ibig sabihin ng A sub CH? Ang ibig sabihin ng class, this is the area of the concrete core. Ibig sabihin lang yan, para makuha mo yung area ng ating concrete core, syempre, dapat ang gagamitin mong diameter dito is only the diameter of the concrete core. Okay? Which is just only area of circle. Okay, so to understand all of the provisions na pinakita ko sa inyo dito sa actual loaded column is we will having our sample problems.